What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Monday evening, and the reason why I'm making this video is I need to make some clarifications as far as to things are concerned, because a lot of people have been asking and saying that I've been drinking and smoking too much. So I thought I'd make this video to let you know what I actually do as far as the weekdays are concerned. And a lot of people have, of course, a bunch of natural misconceptions on what I do. And part of that is actually my fault, because I actually propagate it there, and, I'm just going to go over my general weekly habits here as far as any type of smoking or any type of alcoholic beverages are concerned. You're going to be quite surprised. Now, first off, one thing I do need to let you know that this is a comedy channel. It's an entertainment channel as well. So a lot of times what you actually see isn't exactly what it is. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra, and Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. You guys already know that. And this leads to the next thing I'm about to say. If anyone has ever seen the Dean Martin show, it's a great show. Back in the 70s, Dean Martin would come up on stage with glassy eyes and a drink in his hand, and he'd go yell at the people, "How did you people get in this room there?" That's the way he introduced himself. The truth of the matter is that Dean Martin was never drunk or anything. He usually used Mott's apple juice in place of alcohol. And the glassy eye, it's pretty easy. You can easily water up your eyes. You can stagger around and stuff like that. And if you look at, most of the time, he wouldn't even drink at all. He would go and do his show. And then in Vegas, after he does his show or anything like that, it's 3 or 4 in the morning. Of course, Las Vegas, it never sleeps. So he would go to a, midnight diner. And most of the rest of the Rat Pack would have alcohol or so forth. And yes, even those midnight diners served alcohol. And of course, Dean Martin would just have coffee, That's the same way with my videos as well there. If you saw the last video where I was playing the Vegan Gains video, now that was real wine that I was actually drinking, but if you can look at the photography, you can find that I wasn't really drinking as much as you think I was. It's just a matter of, essentially pouring in extra wine when I haven't even drunken the full cup. In actuality, it was very little that I drank, just a little bit there, And also the time that I had the martini, there was nothing but water in that. And the other drinks itself, Lipton iced tea. Okay. So I've been using the Sammy Davis trick for quite some time. I'm not saying I don't drink alcohol. I've been, when I go to the Swordfish Club, I'll have a couple of drinks, but I'm not drinking as much as you people think I am. The reason being is I'm working about 60 to 80 hours business, doing other things, working out, exercising, and handling my personal affairs. So if I was constantly drunk all the time, I wouldn't be able to accomplish these tasks there. And not only that, I simply just I don't have time to do stuff like that. So just to clear things up, I can always stagger around and glaze the eyes and everything like that. And, the truth of the matter is, this is an entertainment channel. This is a piss trooper channel. The only reason why I'm bringing it up because people have been continuously contacting me. So I may as well, break it out to you that it just doesn't really happen as much there as you think it is there. Now, that's one thing. Number two, and I'm going to go over what I actually drink. I mean, I do have an alcoholic beverage every night still, but, I'm not slugging down liquor or anything like that. But I'll tell you the purpose of it. Now, as far as smoking is concerned, people think I'm chucking 3 or 4 cigars on a regular basis. They're big giant Churchills and stuff. And people have seen my cigar collection. Some people have seen the, number of them. And yes, I do keep a humidor filled with cigars, although it's kind of low right now, as well as my humidor jar, because I haven't bought really anything in about at least a month and a half. I buy in bulk when it comes to stuff like that. That's just to save money. But the truth of the matter is I'm not smoking 3 or 4 cigars a day. So I'm going to go over what I actually do. So first off, in the morning time, I do have a morning cigar, but it's not a big giant Churchill. It's simply one of these. This here is basically a Corona or Picuaro size cigar. It is hand rolled. It is a Dominican cigar, but it's from Cigars International. There's no branding on it whatsoever. They call it a Cohiba knockoff. I can tell you right now, it's not a fucking Cohiba. But it's a great cigar. It has long filler in it. And, I can get 30 of these for like $44. It's an excellent deal. But again, this isn't a Churchill. This is a Picuaro or which is a smaller version of a Corona. Okay. This is my morning smoke. Now, in the afternoon when I go to lunch, because I don't actually smoke anything else before then, I will have either two of these things. One, I'll either have a Monte Cristo cigaretto. That's the one that I smoked during Vegan Gaines's little video, essentially, whenever I was telling him he needed to take a smoke break. Either that, or I will have what's called a cheroot, a Kentucky Fire Cured cheroot. Now, usually these come in much longer. This comes in about this size at least there, but I will cut it in half, and I'll have one for lunch, and then I'll have one for evening. Okay? So I'll actually switch between the two. I can either have one of these in the at lunchtime and one of these in the evening. I can have one of these for lunchtime, one of these in the evening, or I'll just switch back. It just really all depends. Okay. And I'll make another video one day about Kentucky Fire Cured cheroots. It's quite interesting. They're big and ugly, but believe me, these things are awesome. I buy these in a box of 70. I buy these in a box of 50. So you get 50 cheroots, and when you cut them in half, that means you have 100 different smokes. A box of cheroots from Cigars International is $74. So when you cut them in half, I'm spending, very little for, half of a cheroot. And believe me, half of a cheroot is going to last you 20 minutes here, 20 to 30 minutes. You definitely don't want to smoke a full one, because believe me, this thing will, if you try to smoke a full one there, you'll get busted, This'll, it's already, if you cut it in half, it's perfectly fine there. Trust me on this here. Like I said, I'll make another video about this. So, this is basically what I do during the weekday. Okay? That's 4 days a week. Now, on Wednesdays and Friday, at that point in time, I'll have only 2. The reason being is because I'll have a Robusto, such as this Gurkha Hudson Bay. And I'll either have, again, one of these or one of these, but definitely not this one here. So on Wednesdays, I'll have this, and I'll have either 1 or 2. Only 2 cigars. The reason being is I have this big Robusto, and it'll hold me over easily until the evening time. Now, the weekends, similar habit there, except on Saturday and Sunday, I may have a torpedo. This is the only time in which I'll have this, and this may be probably the only thing that I'll have. The reason being is because I usually have these in the evening when I'm watching football, or whether I'm watching Toonami there at around 11. You know, uh, either that or, I'll smoke this later in the afternoon on a Saturday, and I'll have either again one of these or one of these. Okay. So essentially put, this is my go-to on a daily basis here. Uh, one half of a cheroot, a one Monte Cristo mini cigaretto, and a Parquito, general purpose cigar. This is not a very expensive one. I would consider this basically a generic cigar. But these are very awesome. You should try them. They're under Cohiba knockoffs at Cigars International. The reason being is because you can't smoke anything. You can't go and smoke expensive stuff every single day. I'm just letting you know. So that's what I pretty much do mostly on a weekday basis here. I'm not smoking. I don't smoke Churchills. I don't keep Churchills in my humidor whatsoever. I only keep at most a torpedo such as the Oliva. This is the biggest cigar I keep, biggest size that I actually keep in my humidor. I don't keep anything bigger than that, and I only have a few of those. Most of my cigars are Robustos. Okay. Now, as far as what I drink every night, I mean, like I said, I'm pretty much a coffee fiend. I'll show you my collection of coffee in another video. I have 200 K cups there, 100 decaf, a 100 calf. I also have coffee and chicory, and I have a festival size of Cafe Bustelo. I'm not pronouncing stuff pretty good, but I'll make a video about that later on. Now, as far as to what I drink, I only really have one drink in the evening. I'll either have a splash of French brandy, or in this case, one glass of red. And this is just for digestive purposes, but again, this is not exactly red wine. This here is Christ Kendall mulled wine. That's what I have right now, and this is mainly for digestive purposes here. Essentially put, it has a lot of gingerbread not gingerbread, but it has a lot of cinnamon. It's essentially a mulled wine. So this is what I have usually around Christmas time, and I will just have a glass after dinner, just for digestive purposes here, Either that, or I will have a splash of brandy, something just to get everything washed out, and it's, that's just my thing. It also helps me relax in the evening there. I'm not slugging down numerous drinks. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to go to the Swordfish Club or a bar, And if I'm doing that, I'm going to definitely take an Uber. But I never get drunk or anything like that. I like getting a buzz when I go to the Swordfish, or when I go, and I try to have as best of a time as possible there. Okay? But because I'm so busy in life there, and working so many hours, I certainly would not be able to concentrate on my work if I was just drinking all throughout the day and smoking throughout the day. So, and this is what this is what I'll have around Christmas time there. You guys should actually try it there. I mean, it's a very sweet, it's basically a Christmas wine. Around the rest of the season, I'll just have a glass of just regular red, or Moscato, or I will have sparkling wine or so forth. But I only have one glass. That's why I also keep vacuum stoppers, so that way it keeps everything fresh. But just wanted to make this video. I know it ran a little bit long, but I wanted to give you guys an explanation, because a lot of people think I'm walking around drunk or anything, drunk and smoking, just chain smoking and everything like that, and that's not true. So again, let me show you what I do on a daily basis. This little baby in the morning, and either one or the other or both in the afternoon and in the evening, along with 1 glass of mulled wine or 1 glass of regular red, or a glass of sparkling wine, or a glass of Moscato. Just one. Most of the time I'm drinking coffee. And that's all I got to say today, people. Like and subscribe to the Vince Goodrum channel. Smash that like button. Take care.